Hey everyone, this is my first time actually ever going live on YouTube. I go live on TikTok every night to talk about dog toys and what's safe. And so I just thought I would come on here since I'm just now building my audience on YouTube. My name is Caitlin Hennessy, and I have a small dog subscription box. It's called Bits and Paws, and we are launching this spring. The link is in our bio if you want to jump on the wait list. And it's a really cool box that's going to be designed for, well, it is being designed specifically for small dogs and their owners. And it's designed to give enriching activities and enriching toys to small dogs like her that have special needs, right? Because a lot of dog toys are really made for bigger dogs. And so, one of the things that we're doing with Bits and Paws is creating an experience for your dog that allows them to have a really high quality toys delivered right to your doorstep every month. So, we're super excited about that. So I'm going to come on and I'm going to talk a little bit about the different toys. These aren't actually toys that are going to be in Bits and Paws. And one of the things I love to talk about is what kind of different toys are safe for small dogs and what aren't, and kind of the dynamics of that. So one of the things that I love to talk about is toy size, because that's something that is really, really relevant if you have a small dog. And so size is actually one of the biggest factors. So when we look at small dog toys, I'm going to pull some of these big ones here that I actually keep around literally just for this purpose. And one of the really amazing things is that they're, because they are all bigger toys, we can talk about them and we can actually see that why some of them are safe and some aren't. So this one is actually a toy that has a heartbeat. So if you have a dog that gets anxious, it can be a really cool toy. The heartbeat will beat. So she loves sleeping with this if I'm gone, if I'm away for any reason. So we use that for that, right? And so this isn't really so much a toy, it's more of like an emotional support toy. Okay. So in that respect, this toy is okay size wise because it isn't really designed for her to play with it. She never really has played with it per se. Then we look at this one here. Now, this one is actually the reason I started Bits and Paws, because it is really too big. I bought this as a really fun toy for her. It's super cute. It's a great toy for bigger dogs, but she can't even get her little mouth around it. She can't even get her little mouth. So what happens like is that now you're restricting airflow through the mouth and they can start choking. So one of the things you need to really think about with small dog toys, especially if they're too big for their mouth to be able to safely carry, is that then you can run into problems with them not getting enough airway. Now, this might be better if it had like a longer tail on it where she could grab onto it and maybe drag it around, but it doesn't. So this isn't our do not use pile. This is kind of for educational purposes only. Now, this one, although on the bigger side, especially for a dog of her size, because of the long limbs, it allows her to drag it around. One more comment on this size toy, too, is that if she were to try to jump up on the bed with this or jump up anywhere, this could really get in her way and impede her movement and cause an accident. So it's also a factor with toys that are a little bit too big. Now this one, on the other hand, because of the long limbs, the floppy nature of it, right? It's like this. Because of the nature of that, that makes this toy actually on the safer side of things. This was, I think, a gift. I actually think this came with one of the dogs that we adopted. And so I've kept it around. She likes dragging it around at times. It has squeakers. But it's a great toy. It's safe, even though it's bigger, because it's easy for her to drag around and drop. The same with our friend Mr. Alpaca here. I love crinkle toys for small dogs because crinkle toys really allow a slightly larger toy. You have a little bit more leeway in terms of the sizing. And it allows you to, it has this cool sound. It usually has a squeaker. There's like a light amount of stuffing. So this is a really lightweight toy. And it's a toy that allows her to drag it around. It doesn't get hung up in her mouth. So I don't worry about the safety with something like this near as much. So we can see what toy she's playing with right now, which is one of her crinkle toys. Okay. She loves the crinkle toys. I find a lot of them really, really love the crinkle toys, especially small dogs. They're lightweight. They're easy to use. They can drag them around really easily because they're pretty much flat toys. They don't get in their way. So we have this crinkle toy here we use for the lives. We have this little rabbit one here. Somebody asked over on TikTok about where to find this. I actually just found it at Petco again. We have those. And then we have, I think, let's see here. This is like her favorite time. Now she's hidden some of the other ones. That's her favorite thing to do. We have our toy baskets and then she hides the ones that she's really fond of. And so when we look at that, here's another example. This isn't a crinkle toy, but it's a really small little toy for her. And look at her little mouth. That's like a perfect size toy for her. So she really loves that one. She'll carry it around. So these crinkle toys are also really fun for them. And now we're going to look at a whole bunch of toys that are basically the same. This is one of the things I talk about a lot in my TikTok lives. If you want to join us over there, we have a TikTok. We also have a Facebook and an Instagram, but definitely more active on TikTok than the other platforms right now. But these toys here are all basically the same toy to her. Okay, so this might be like a little fuzzy bear. This might be a little surgeon. This might be a moose. This might be a dog, and this might be an elephant. But in terms of her tactile experience with these, they're all pretty much the same. They're fuzzy, squeaky toys. So even though they look different to us, and this is one of the main reasons I created Bits and Paws, even though they look different to us, the reality is that these kind of toys really don't engage them in any other sort of meaningful way. So I just wanted to kind of mention that because although they're fun toys for us to buy, they don't really do much different for her. And actually this is in that same category, this little mallard duck. I think it's a mallard duck. I don't know. Any duck experts out there can correct me. And then we look at our, we've got a rope toy here. And the rope toy is a really fun thing for her to have. One really important thing with a rope toy is to make sure that you have a rope toy that is made out of 100% natural fibers like hemp or cotton. And, she plays with it here and there. But really just keeping in mind that a rope toy, the second it starts to fringe or fray, you need to get rid of it. And I'm going to finish up tonight's live anyway. Tomorrow night's live is going to be more about enrichment toys, but I'm going to finish up with a few basic enrichment toys, which are the Kong toys. These are awesome in the sense that they're really, really durable. They're indestructible. They're made out of non-toxic materials. One thing you do really have to watch with your small dogs is you do get the size appropriate one. I have a video on the page about this, but that you make sure that you don't get one that's the hole is too big, because if a hole was too big, it could fit over her nose and suffocate her if she got really into it. So that's also something really to keep in mind when you're looking at these. These are really super safe. They can't even get a nose into them. So I actually love these. I think they're technically puppy Kongs, but for a small dog, they actually, I think, are even superior to the traditional ones. So I'm going to sign off for now. Tomorrow night, we'll be back. We'll be doing something more about enrichment toys and how to keep your dog's brain mentally stimulated. And again, make sure that you like and follow the page. Jump on over to TikTok. We're at Bits and Paws. We're at Bits and Paws on Instagram. And most of all, if you do have a small dog and you're interested in getting them just the most premium luxury boutique experience every single month at an affordable price, jump on our wait list. It's on our page, www.bitsandpaws.com. The link is in the bio. Or drop me a comment below and I will link you to our waitlist page. And again, thank you again for joining me tonight.